Shoot, it is recording. How's it going, YouTube? It's Lucas here from the DVD205 channel, and today I have a video on this, that, whatever. This is currently, or my current, Traxxas Revo 3.3. It is in disarray, but it's actually running currently, and yeah, several mistakes were made to get to this. So, I'm going to give a bit of a story, terrifyingly. So, I originally had my Traxxas Revo, which was pretty much original actually, from being built from just a chassis with nothing on it really, to being the Revos that I enjoyed a lot, and had the 3.3 that was originally a 2.5 that was garbage and had almost no compression at all. And it was funny when I went to trade it in and the person was like, how did you even get this running? And I said, I don't know, because cramming enough fuel into a nitro engine somehow makes it work. So yeah, had that for a while, and then for some reason, I don't know, other than to get a modern Revo that's electric e-Revo, ignore that. To get an e-Revo, I was like, well, I had to run the e-Revo a little bit more places. So getting an e-Revo would be pretty nice. So I mistakenly sold the really nice, pretty much original Traxxas Revo that my brother built up, or paid for mostly. It was actually one of my first vehicles was that Revo. So I sold it, got the e-Revo. I don't think I made any videos on that, but it was the first gen Revos, or e-Revos, that had 27 megahertz, had the EVX2 with two Titan 21 turn motors, and just very original. Surprisingly, not a whole lot has actually changed from the first gen to the original to the brushless second gens. I think the only change they made to the brushed editions was that they added the 12 turns instead of the 21 turns. Either way, so I got that, and I don't think I have any videos on it. Ignore that. I don't have any videos on that e-Revo, and I don't bother making them unless I did, in which case, whoops. Where was I going? Had that for a while. Put a massive 775 motor in it because it's one vehicle that I thought of that could actually handle it, since I actually figured out about the 775, and it was pretty much a Summit. I geared it way up because the 775 has a lot of torque, and it was amazing, and I liked it, kind of, except it was kind of slow and big, and took 2 7 cells, which didn't last very long because the original EVX2 couldn't even handle the 2S's or lipos at all. So I'm pretty sure I actually talked about this in another video of the RFH. I sold that e-Revo and got a mini Revo because it would be going about the same speed and doing everything of that Revo, mind you, of that e-Revo. Be doing pretty much everything of that except literally half the size. And so I thought, what's the downside other than a few differentials and bad decisions? So yeah, I got the RFH, and if you watch the video on that, you know how I feel about that. But it's currently working a lot better than the new e-Revo, which I also got. I mean, my brother got it, but whatever. So yeah, still have those, thankfully. I don't know if I'm actually going to sell them or not, because I don't know, actually. Kind of on the fence about it, but I don't know if my brother would let me, so we'll just keep it that way. Anyway, so if you remember the Hawk that I actually really liked too, that we rebuilt, was pretty much the entire rear end. It was new bandit arms, which looked pretty cool, and I love going around the side of the road with it and not getting much attention for it, but having it around there and it, lasting as long as it did on 3DS. But that was a fairly original Hawk. Ended up selling that, and another mistake. There's 3 now if you're counting. And yeah, got this thing. I sold the Hawk for $125, which was probably way less than I should have, especially for the effort that was put into it. And got this from Jerry's RC in Lino Lakes, Minnesota. If you don't know Jerry, very, very older, cool dude that has pretty much an RC shop in his garage. And he has a lot of nitro vehicles, which we have bought 2 of the nitro vehicles sitting in his corner. Just old dusty nitro vehicles like this one that are pre-owned. I believe people sell them to him, or he just has them. I've never seen this one explicitly, but I know that I have it now, so it exists. So yeah, bought this one. It had a 2.5 in it, which kind of worked. It didn't work as well as I hoped it would. So I had the 3.3 lying around from that T-Max that I don't know if I also didn't do any videos on. Put the engine in here, and it's awesome. It's not the same as having the original Revo that was built up, and yeah, it's still regretting selling most of those vehicles, but I have this now to show for it, which, yeah. So having this, as you can tell, it has T-Max tires on it, which throws me off even. Originally it's supposed to have 17mm Hexes and way bigger tires that might be in future upgrade. And the body is painted, but paint's falling off because it's mostly clear. But it is actually a Revo body, so that's kind of nice. Yeah, tires and body aside, it's fairly original, I believe. Taking out the pins, which I should have done before I actually started recording. It's a Nitro Revo 3.3. I'm pulling over. So we can... fairly known Nitro 3.3. It's 2.4 gigahertz. Probably not for long. 3.3, obviously, and with the, I think, original throttle servos and steering servos. Had to replace a few things on it to actually get it working. Not too much, mind you. I bought this $100, and it was basically running. I swapped out the engine, which was about it, and the seals that goes to the gas tank, and that is literally all that I needed to do to get this thing running. I'm sure there was something else, but I needed to get easy start cables because I don't know why, but the easy start that I have just doesn't send power to the coordinator. But yeah, I can't really say I've done very much to it, so nothing is really different from just an original 3.3 Revo, or technically 2.5, but not much actually changed. Things that I'd like to do with this thing would be try to find one of those chassis, longer chassis wheelbases. Might be kind of interesting, but it might prove to be not liking it as much. Yeah, might be a little bit interesting, given that this thing is really wide with these T-Max tires, which I don't actually mind a whole lot. These T-Max tires make it a lot wider. Certainly don't look as proper with the Revo body as the Revo tires, but they're interesting and they work. It does not have reverse. That's something that I'll have to put on here. It doesn't even have the OptiDrive system on it. So another thought was make it a Platinum Revo, but I'm sure it'll probably be a little bit easier just to work and have a Platinum Revo, as opposed to trying to build one with just a plain blue chassis. Or better yet, make a platinum long wheelbase Revo. I don't know how well that would work, and I don't even know if I could actually race this thing at truggy things. So, honestly, I don't know why the longer wheelbase thing exists. I've never actually gotten this thing to wheelie, so that would be cool. I haven't actually ran it recently because I have not the slightest idea where my glow igniter went. I have those stupid D battery ones, but they don't work because you have to have brand new D batteries to actually have it work, and that's kind of annoying. So, that's okay. So that's pretty much our Revo 3.3. Basically, moral of the story is don't sell too many things unless if you actually really want to or have a reason to. Because most oftentimes, if you sell it, then that's when you figure out that that was pretty much a really good vehicle. Like, I do honestly regret selling my Revo, or the original one anyway, because that had so much money thrown at it. I probably can't even find the original person because I deleted the post. So that's fine. Otherwise, selling the Hawk, I don't like. I didn't like selling the Hawk because that was also built up and really cool. Part of Traxxas history, and funny to be like, you know, you're a wrestler. Well, this is exactly that, except way older. So I don't know. I might have to figure something out because I at least know the person still around that has it. I might be able to be like, hey, can I buy that back? It'd be nice. And also, yeah, don't buy mini Revos for over $200. They're not that worth it. You just save $50 and you save extra $50 and you get a new one, brand new one. You don't even have to worry about it. NIMS are fine. So or even a brushed one. I'm sure a brushed one would be pretty darn fun. I'm sure. I don't know. I mean, it might be funny to put a freaking 775 motor in that thing. Might be an idea, but I don't want to tempt myself too much. So yeah, Lucas out. Bye, YouTube. This will probably wrap up my random videos about nothing. I might have my T-Rex 4 support, but that's not necessarily explicitly special. I'm sure my T-Rex 4 is fine. It looks cool. That's about it. Whatever. I'll show it off. Be like, hey, I have this. Not like anyone cares. So, yeah, find the body clips and everything.